So what it do to everybody on here? Welcome to another episode. It's gonna be, I guess you can kind of call it a series. Hold on, let me sip a little bit of this pussy juice real quick. But it's another ASMR episode. This one is about She-Hulk. Let me explain that to y'all. But hold on. I got some good pussy. That's some good pussy. Roll with me real quick. I'm gonna sit this down. Cause this thing a little bit kinda digging with me. So let me explain to y'all what what actually She-Hulk I'm talking about. Now if I'm not talking about like the action hero She-Hulk, like the Marvel She-Hulk. I know what y'all thinking when y'all looking at Disney or that that show about She-Hulk. I mean, it's a real woman, and she's green like all the time. She can't change it to like a regular girl. Like she's actually an alien, but I call her She-Hulk as a nickname. Um, so this episode will be kind of like about babies and albums. I got a new album coming out. Um, I do. I did a lot of songs with um, Usher and certain other girl celebrities. I will say this. I know that the songs like that they're featuring on and they singing and stuff, it might not sound like them, but it does because you got this AI type of equipment where the AI sounds just like the celebrity. So I created software where the celebrity can change their voice up and make their voice sound different. So Usher, he doesn't sound like Usher, but it is him. It's just his voice is different under different software. So is JoJo Siwa, Sabrina Carpenter, all celebrities that I work with on this production, on this album, and his name's Sabrina Carpenter. Um, they changed their voice up. They fucking everybody head up because people are like, that ain't Usher, that is Usher. It's just his voice is is under a different software. Anyway, let's get to this episode. My love life and careers in a parallel universe. So I was on my way to see Sabrina Carpenter because she called me and she said she had to tell me something. And also, this episode is about babies. Obviously, I got a couple of girls pregnant. If the episode is about babies, so I'm on my way. Like I'm driving, and I'm on my way to see Sabrina Carpenter. Now, if y'all don't know, Sabrina Carpenter wanted to throw like an album release party, but I don't really like those album release parties. I don't like throwing shit like that because I'm not really that type of artist, like I don't do stuff like that. I do things very different. So I wanted my fans to put something together on my website and celebrate it that way. I dropped a lot of albums. This is not my first album. So yeah, I'm on my way to see I'm on my way to see Sabrina Carpenter. Now, she already kind of met up with Miley Cyrus, and she was kind of like at her apartment, and she was like, Molly was like, this look like one of David's apartments. Girl, what happened to you? I ain't seen you in like weeks. You should be on tour. She's like, you should be on tour. Why you still here? So she's like, she's like, well, some things kind of came up. It's like what things? So she's like, can I talk to you? It's like, we talking right now. What's up? She's like, she's like, all right, And she was like, oh yeah, y'all hung out. And what y'all do? She was like, this is very hard for me to say because I mean, I feel like you're gonna hate me. She's like, what? Y'all had sex, didn't y'all? I mean, it's not that hard to figure out something sexual happened. He fucks you. So she was like, yeah. She's like, well, that's okay. I mean, I know he gotta like, make babies and stuff. That's fine. So she's like, no, no. I mean, like, I'm his girlfriend. Like, we're dating. It's like really going down. Like, we've been dating for a while. It's really, really serious between us. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, I mean, like, I'm his girlfriend. And, we've been going out on dates like every single day, having sex and lunch. Like, why are you not on tour? She's like, I canceled my tour for a little while. She's like, why the fuck would you cancel your tour? She's like, well, I just found out I'm pregnant. I haven't told David yet, and I wanted to ask to marry him, but I wanted you to know first because I feel like you should know first. You know? She's like, you want to marry my boyfriend? He's well. First of all, she's like, first of all, we're already married. She's like, yeah, David told me all that. Like, he informed me of all that. So she's like, oh, so you know. So you know that me and David are dating and that I'm already his wife, right? So you do know that. So like, yeah, but I mean, how serious are you? She's like, how serious are y'all? Like, I don't think y'all like that serious. I mean, in the time that we was spending together, I mean, I never really seen you call his phone or text him. She's like, cause I'm not one of those damn wives that blow up their husband phone like that. She's like, yeah, okay. Well, I haven't seen him like say, I gotta visit my wife, Molly Cyrus. She's like, because he knows that I'm busy, he knows I'm working on an album and stuff, so he doesn't want to bother me. Um, so you trying to say I'm lying to you? You trying to say we're not together? She's like, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that y'all not together. That's not what I'm saying. She's like, so what the fuck are you saying? Because I think that that's what you're trying to tell me. So she's like, no, I'm just saying, I just didn't see him, like, calling you or you calling him. I just didn't see that stuff. Or him saying he has to go see you and stuff like that. She's like, what did I gotta do anything? So she's like, what? She's like, what do that have to do with anything? What do this have to do with this conversation? Like, what happens between me and David? That's our business. And yeah, I am his wife, and I do love David, but we do things differently. She's like, look, I ain't even mad at you, girl, because me and David gonna still stay together, and so I'm not mad at you, Sabrina. I already know about the album and everything. Funny thing is, me and David already talked about this. She's like, y'all did? She's like, yep, last night. He told me about you and everything. He told me not to be mad at you. You know, she's like, he did. She's like, yep. And he did say he really liked you and stuff. She's like, look, is it okay if I ask to marry David? I'm like, I can't stop thinking about him. She's like, so do your fans know that you canceled your tour? Or do they know you're pregnant? She's like, you know what? I haven't told him yet. And, I'm going to tell him. But I'm just trying to, think about the right way to tell him, David's going to put me in David's going to put me in a project that he's working on. So I'm excited for that. And she's like, well, what is it? Is it a movie, a TV series? She's like, it's a movie, and I'm his co-star. It was another girl that was gonna be his co-star, but he told the girl that he was using me instead, and that was the makeup for me not going on tour. So I am excited that I'm still gonna be working. So she's like, oh, okay. Well, he didn't tell me that part. He didn't tell me he was gonna put you in a damn project. He didn't tell me that. So she's like, well, yeah, well, I guess because that's between me and David. So she's like, oh, well, congratulations. She's like, yeah, thank you. So I remember I go see, Sabrina but she said you already talked to her and told her everything I was telling her like last night. You already talked to her. I'm like, oh yeah, I talked to her last night. She's like, oh well, I mean that's great. She told me that you told her not to be mad at me and everything. But I got a feeling that Molly Cyrus is pissed off at me. I can tell by the way she was looking at me and stuff. You can always tell. You can always tell why. You can always tell if somebody's pissed off at you. I'm like, how could you tell? It's like, it's the way, like, it's the layers in their voice. Like when someone tells you before you even ask them, and they just say, "Oh, I'm not mad at you." They actually are mad at you. They just don't want to. They don't want to throw a scene or something like that. I feel like she is mad, but she's acting like she's not mad. I'm like, no, Molly, she's a little bit different. If she was mad, she would have called my phone. So, and I'm gonna do a lot of my stories ASMR because I just, I love ASMR. And ASMR helped me sleep, and it helps me rest because sometimes it'd be hard for me to go to sleep. I be having so much shit on my mind. It'd be a lot of stuff going through my brain and stuff like that. So it's very hard for me to get to sleep. So when I do go to sleep, it's because of ASMR. If I don't have ASMR, I don't know if I would be able to even sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because it really helps me rest. It helps me relax and stuff like that. Anyway, let's get back into the episode. So I'm like, okay, it's like, look, David, um, I'm actually excited to be a part of this project and everything like that. I'm like, okay. She's like, but why didn't you want to, throw a album release party? Why didn't you want to throw one of those? I'm like, I don't know, because I just didn't want to throw one. So she's like, okay, um, um, well, I was gonna ask you a question, but I gotta tell you something before I ask you the question. I'm like, okay, Sabrina, what's up? She's like, pregnant. I canceled my tour. Well, you already knew I canceled my tour, but I am pregnant. I'm like, you are? She's like, yeah, and you are the father. Like, you're the only one I've been having sex with every day, all day. I'm like, well, yeah, true. She's like, I mean, if you want to get a DNA test, I'm very confident that you are the father 100% because nobody else has been having sex with me but you. I've hardly been having sex with my current boyfriend. I'm like, okay, so I think it's time for me to break up with him. I mean, it's not for long before he finds out all this shit. I'm like, okay, so but before I tell him, I also wanted to tell you, like ask you, not tell you, but ask you, like, will you marry me? I'm like, yeah, I was actually about to ask you that same question. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, I really was. She's like, well, I guess we were thinking the same damn thing. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I would say yes, I'll marry you. So, we gave each other rings. We were thinking the same thing. I mean, I was gonna ask her, and she was gonna ask me. So she's like, I'm like, look, but I don't want you to be mad that you canceled your tours. Like, David, I want to spend a lot of time with you. I never have time to myself, and I never have time to really just have fun. And I know, my team is like, you're really gonna go through with this pregnancy, and I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean, I love David. David loves me. Like, we're really in love with each other. And my team haven't even told my current boyfriend about the whole situation. But I am gonna tell my boyfriend today, and that is definitely a promise. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna let him know that it's pretty much over. I think he knows by this point that it's like over. Because I don't answer none of his phone calls. I don't answer none of his texts. I'm actually about to block him on everything, like, social media, Just pretty much every damn thing. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah, so I'm pretty much about to block him on that stuff and just tell him that it's over. You know, like, I think he knows that it's over, but I think he needs to hear it from me that it's over. You know, I think he needs to hear it out my mouth. Tell him, like, you know, it's actually over, and I'm gonna do that today. I was thinking about doing it face to face, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it on the phone because I don't want him to know where you live at. Well, I don't know. I don't want him to know your apartments and stuff. I want to keep that kind of anonymous from him. So I'm gonna tell him on the phone. I'm pretty much, you know, gonna let him know it is over and everything. Because he haven't been seeing me in weeks. So I think he has to know it's over. But anyway, I did get my nurses to check out Sabrina Carpenter, and you know the babies turned out to be mine. Obviously, it was a 100% match, and she was like, "David, I told you you was the father." But you know, I get it. You know, there's a lot of girls out there that will lie and be like, "Oh yeah, you're the daddy," and in reality, years down the line, you find out you're not actually the father. So it's like, I get why you like doing DNA tests like that. I think that is smart as shit because if a girl get upset because you want to do a DNA test, that means she's hiding something. It's like you don't know what the hell she's doing when you're not around her. She could be sleeping with somebody else, you know, and just telling you what you want to hear. So it's like, I think you're very smart when it comes to that, like really finding out if, you know, you're the father, you know what I'm saying? I think that's smart. I would never get mad about that. So, but anyway, I'm definitely gonna tell him. I'm like, well, I'm happy that you're pregnant. So I gotta like make a few runs anyway. But I'm definitely coming back. So we had sex and I made love to Sabrina Carpenter. And then you know I had to go see Zoe. If y'all don't know, Zoe, she plays my mother in the movie Dilemma or whatever. And we have been filming the movie Dilemma, but having a lot of sex too. So it's been going down. So I'm like as I'm like in my car, I get a call from She-Hulk, and that's the alien girl, the green alien girl. I call her She-Hulk as a nickname. Everybody know I love nicknames. So she, you know, I answer the phone. I'm like, you're only supposed to use this phone if you're like, you know, actually in my universe. She's like, I am. I'm like, I was gonna come and see you in a few weeks. She's like, yeah, but this information can't wait. Can we see each other? I can go to that apartment that you took me to. I know how to get there. I'm like, okay, are you walking or are you driving? She's like, well, I don't want to seem like creepy. I'm driving. I'm like, okay. She's like, you know, I'm still your wife. I'm like, yeah, we did get married. She's like, yes, and I have some really good news for you. And it just couldn't wait. And I feel like I need a change. And I want to talk to you. Can we meet up at that apartment that you took me to? I'm like, yeah, sure. I gotta make a quick stop, but I would definitely be there. It's like, this is really, really important. I'm like, I'm like, all right, okay. So I met up with She-Hulk, and she's like, why do you always call me She-Hulk? Is that like why you call me that? I'm like, that's a little nickname I give you. Like, that's a superhero name. The girl name is She-Hulk. Only difference between you and her is that she she changed back into human form. Like she can go back and forth. She can change into you know what you look like right now, and then she can change into a human, so she can blend in both universes. So she's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, but you're actually like a real alien girl, but you're green and stuff, and you can't change back into like a human form. But that's why I call you She-Hulk. That's my nickname for you. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I got some news for you. So it took us a while to make a baby, and I know that's what we've been trying to do, make a different species. And guess what? I'm pregnant, and you're the father. You're the only one that's been having sex with me, and we've been having a ton of sex a lot lately. And guess what? It does take a while for a real alien girl to get pregnant. And I'm so happy that you've been patient with the whole process and everything. But yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm like, I'm like, wait, what? Is this real? It's like, it's real. I mean, it's like, it's the realest thing that ever came out of my mouth. So I got my nurses to check her out. I mean, this is a real alien girl. And no, she doesn't look like those alien girls. I mean, those aliens that you see, like with those big eyes and bald head. I know what you're thinking. No, she looks like a green girl. She's really pretty. She's really green and really attractive and stuff like that. But she's an alien girl, you know. But yeah, so you shouldn't believe everything you hear and stuff. Not every. There's all types of aliens though. But anyway, I have my nurses, check her out. And I just wanted to know if I actually did succeed in getting, the real She-Hulk pregnant. And they was like, yeah, David, from the looks of things, it looks like she's pregnant. It looks like she's having your babies. And it's twins. So She-Hulk was like, how could you, know that it's twins? How do you know it's more than one baby? It's like, well, David doesn't have normal sperm. Just like you and the real alien girl. David's a real baby god. And it looks like, yeah, his sperm is not normal. And he doesn't have regular sperm. She's like, so our babies are not going to be normal. It's like, oh, they're definitely not going to be normal. You are an alien, a real alien green girl. He is a real baby god with real actual powers. And he's a teen wolf. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, David can change into animals. He can change into different animals, but he also can change into a real teen wolf. So, what I'm saying is, these babies are going to be far from normal babies. They're not going to be regular babies at all. So she's like, okay. She's like, but what I'm curious about is how the hell they're going to look. Are they going to come out green? Are they going to come out David's color? Like, I'm really curious to how the babies are going to come out. She's like, well, on my planet, on my universe, where I live at, the babies come out green. She's like, yeah, but that's because all the damn people on that earth is green. They're green. They're all green. All of y'all are green. So, of course, the babies are going to come out the same color. You had sex with someone that is not a green alien. So, how do you think your babies are going to come out? There's going to be very, very different babies. She's like, yeah, it's actually going to be history. She's like, you're damn right, this is going to be history. Y'all two are making history right now. She's like, yeah, well, we're making a different species. She's like, you're damn right you are. Y'all going to be the first of your kind to make this type of species. And I am very excited to see how this pregnancy works out and stuff. She's like, yeah, is that all you wanted to talk to us about? I mean, you told David that he's the father. I really need to talk to him, but kind of private. She was like, yeah, I'm just gonna set up everything in here. She's like, wait, you're not leaving? She's like, I talked to David, and David's my boss. Well, he's our boss, and he wants me to stay. He wants us to stay and monitor your pregnancy and stuff. I mean, this is a huge thing. You're pregnant. You're not a regular human being. You're an alien and stuff. This is a real serious ideal. An actual alien is pregnant by someone that's not an alien, but that's a baby god and he has powers. I mean, I am so curious to see how these babies gonna turn out. So she's like, okay, well, I guess you could, well, are you going to another room to set up? She's like, yeah, yeah, we're going to set up in another room. Y'all can have all the privacy y'all want. Yeah, we're just going to go right there in that other room. So I remember I'm talking to She-Hulk, and she's like, um, I'm not going back to my universe. I'm like, you're not? She's like, you want me to? I'm like, no, I actually miss you. She's like, it will save you the trip. And I can tell that we're really in love with each other. Um, David, I'm staying. I want us to be a real married couple. We can't be a married couple if I am millions and millions of miles away. It's no way that it's gonna work. I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, you do got a point there. It's like, like, it's not gonna work. I mean, it will work. What I'm saying is, eventually you're gonna get tired of me. You're not gonna want to visit me anymore. And I know you're probably gonna say, well, you're pregnant. Of course I'm gonna visit you. But I get it. But you have a life here in this universe. I want to be a part of it. I know it's gonna be hard for me to blend in. I know it is. Me being the only green alien girl in the world. I know it's gonna be very hard for me to blend in. But I really love you, and that's the sacrifice I'm willing to take. I'm like, I actually want to take you somewhere, not out of this universe, but I got something built for you and us. For me and you. If something like this was to happen, I always come prepared. That it's like, yeah, I do. Where do you want to take me? So I'm like, well, you can tell the nurses that they can get their equipment and stuff because we're going to another place right now. She's like, okay. So she's like, wait, y'all don't have to set up right now. Actually, pack y'all stuff up. David is taking me to another place. She's like, are we going? She's like, yeah, y'all going too, but it's not going to be in this apartment. They're taking me somewhere else. She's like, are we going to your planet? She's like, no, we're staying in this universe. So I take her to this mansion, and the mansion is like green, and it says, the real She-Hulk on it. It says David Sims' wife, the real She-Hulk. It says all that, and it took a lot to get this mansion built, because I wanted her to feel kind of at home, if she was decided to stay here, because I wanted her to make her mind up. If she wanted to stay, I didn't want to like force her and be like, oh, you have to stay here. But it took me a while to actually get her pregnant anyway, because she is a real alien. So, um, I remember when she got out the car, she started crying. It's like, this is so beautiful. And everything inside the mansion is green. It has her pictures, and me and her pictures, and it's just, she was very thoroughly impressed with the mansion and how it looked. And she was so happy about it. It's like, I love it, David. It's beautiful. The babies are gonna love it here, and you're gonna stay with me, right? I'm like, yes, but I still have a career to live. She's like, I'm totally fine with that. I'm like, she's like, I just want to be a part of it. I'm like, and you will. She's like, look, I don't want to hide my identity from anybody. I bought a cell phone. I'm like, how'd you buy a cell phone? I mean, they probably was looking at you all weird. She's like, it was a cell phone you got me. I kept it. I'm like, you did all these years. I mean, you kept it all these years. She's like, yeah. It took us years for us to get to this part right here of me getting pregnant. We knew that this would gonna be a long process, and now that I am pregnant with your babies, I feel like I think it's time for me to get on social media and announce that aliens do really exist. I'm like, look, let me tell you how social media works. You know what? I'm gonna be in a video with you, so I'll do it. So you will. I'm like, yeah. So my girl Zoe, she was calling me. She's like, David, where the hell are you? I'm like, I've been waiting for you for like almost 3 hours. Where are you at? I got something I have to tell you. It's very, very fucking important. Where are you? announced that we're getting divorced. So I really wanted to tell him, you know what, I'm gonna just wait for you. Um, Next time that you're running late, can you kind of like give me a heads up and let me know that you're running late? I'm like, yeah, it's like, okay, all right. I thought you forgot about me. I'm like, no, no, of course not. She's like, okay, well, I know that whatever you're doing is very important, so I'll just wait for you. I'm like, all right. It's like, well, give me an estimate. Can you give me like a time limit of how long you're gonna be? Like, how many hours? I'm like, I mean, I don't know, probably like 3, 4 hours. Like 4 hours. I'm like, look, this is a very serious situation that I have to take care of. Okay, I'll tell you all about it when I get there. It's like, okay, all right. So I remember the real She-Hulk. She's like, okay, David, you know about this stuff. I mean, I know you don't get on social media, but you do know about social media, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, so what do I do? Like, how do I go about telling the world about my species, about my kind, and about us having babies together and being married and everything? I'm like, are you gonna tell him your real damn name? She's like, no, I was thinking since, you call me the real, She-Hulk, I would tell him that I'm like actually the real She-Hulk or something. I don't want to tell him my real name. I'm like, I think that's a very smart thing to do. I'm like, okay, well, you can get on my website, and that's just like all the websites combined. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and all that stuff. If you get on my website, my fans, they will understand it a lot more than you just telling the whole damn world. And when you get on my website, it's like you actually are telling the whole world because billions of girls on there. So they will believe it. They won't like fight with it and stuff. And they know my whole situation. So I think, yeah, did I put my website on your phones? Like, I don't think you ever did that. So I put my website onto her phone that I got her years ago. I didn't know she kept it. And I was still, paying on it and everything. But she never used it. She didn't really need to use it. It was just in case if she ever came to visit me, she could call me and stuff. And she kept it, and. But anyway, I got her connected to my website, and she's like, okay, so how do I get on here? I'm like, okay, you can just go live. She's like, and people can see me. I'm like, yeah. She's like, visually, like they can actually watch me and look at me. They can actually see me. I'm like, yeah, they can actually see you. So she's like, okay. So she goes live, and I'm in it, of course. She's like, hi everyone, you don't know me. Um, before I talk to everybody on here, I know that y'all are fans of David, so I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna try to say this as clear as I can. I am not wearing makeup. Like, I can scratch my skin right now, and I can let you know this is not paint. It's not paint. It's not makeup. This is my real skin color. I'm a real, alien girl. But, you can call me the real She-Hulk. Because David, that's what he calls me. He calls me the real She-Hulk. I know that's a real superhero name. I know that's like a comic book type of character. But I am a real alien girl. So that means that aliens do exist. Me and David are married. We've been married for some years now. He kept me a secret. Yeah, he's been hiding me. But that's because me and David, we have been working on, a new species. Because on my planet went from, all the babies, are green. And it doesn't take us a very long time to get pregnant if it's our same species. If it's like another green alien, then, I can get pregnant pretty fast. But if it's someone that's not really my same kind, it would take kind of a long process, maybe a few years. And in this case, with me and David, it took us a few years, and I am pregnant with David's babies. And the nurses are pretty much, they're like setting up in another room and everything, getting everything, situated, like their equipment. They're going to monitor the pregnancy. This is a really big deal. It's a big deal because, you know, creating something new and different, um, you're not knowing how the babies are going to turn out, what they're going to look like. I feel like that is a very, that's a, it's a scary process because it's like, you actually don't know what the babies are going to look like. I have no clue. David doesn't know. He's probably as clueless as I am. Like, we don't know if the babies are going to come out green. We don't know what color they're actually going to be. Because when you mix two different species together, it can come out a different color. It can come out red. It can come out orange. The babies could be orange. They could be red babies. They could be yellow babies. They're probably not going to come out 100% green. I'm assuming it's definitely going to be a different color. But we'll see how the babies turn out. I know they're going to be beautiful babies, but they're going to be different, a different species. So, um, I was looking on this phone and I was on a thing where I don't, David told me that they're called apps. And, I was on the thing, on this site, and I was looking at the apps, the games and stuff, and I see that it's a lot of games that's about my life, alien games where you can create different species and stuff. I'm not too happy about that. I feel like these people are making fun of aliens and using it to make money and stuff like that. I really don't think that's fair because there are real aliens out there, and I just don't think that we have a say so on what people do, and it's just not fair. So I don't like it, but I know that a lot of people play that stuff and they attracted to that type of stuff. I just don't think that's really cool to use somebody's real life and turn it into a game. You know, I think it's kind of like they're making mockery of real aliens and real different species and stuff. But I only came on here to tell y'all about me and David creating a new species and that I'm pregnant. And we're definitely going to see how this whole thing turns out. Am I scared? I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little afraid to see how everything turns out. But at the same time, David's by my side. So I'm okay. If I had to go through the pregnancy alone, I probably would be afraid because knowing that David's here and he's gonna be by my side, through the whole pregnancy, it's a good thing. And David, he can still live his career and still, make his movies. I just want to be a part of it. I just want to be a part of his life, and I want to share this happy moment with David. And I can tell he's very excited, and I am too. I am very happy, and I just wanted to share it with his fans. The whole process of everything. And I thought that y'all should know. And I know it's gonna be hard for me to blend in with y'all. Being still, I'm gonna be like the only green girl on this earth walking around and stuff. But I don't want to go back to my universe. I talked to my parents about it. They're fine about me leaving and starting a new journey. actually a new chapter. It's gonna be very scary, but I'm very excited. So, yeah, I just thought I would let everybody know. So, all I remember is I did have sex with the real Seahawk. Like, we did have sex, and it was some good ass sex. You know, we cut up, and I mean, like, in a worse way. Um, it was good. Then we was like in the bed cuddling, and you know, the nurse was like, "Is this a good time, David?" I'm like, "What is? You got some bad news?" It's like, "No, no, no. We just wanna, monitor her pregnancy some more. You know, just to see how your sperm. We just want to see how your sperm is reacting to her eggs. They're already inside of her eggs, but we just want to see if everything's going real smoothly and everything, and just check the health and everything. We know that they're just sperm, but we just want to make sure everything's going accordingly." So I'm like, yeah, cool. So they hook her back up to all that equipment. They check in to make sure the pregnancy is going smooth. They're like, all right, now what we see on this screen, we don't see any complications. So I will have to say that everything is actually going smooth. Um, yeah, it's pretty much going really good, and it is definitely 100% your sperm that is in this girl. Wow, this is gonna be very amazing. Now, David, you do know, or you do realize, boss, that these babies are probably not gonna come out. Like, they're not gonna look human. You do realize, because she's like a real alien girl. You do know that her eggs are not like girl eggs. They're alien eggs. So it means like they're gonna come out looking different. The babies are, but not saying that the babies are not gonna be pretty. But so She-Hulk was like, whatever they come out looking like, me and David are gonna love these babies. Like, like we're never gonna love them. Like, first of all, these are our babies, and we're gonna love them. We're gonna love these babies like they're our own because we made them. This is our species. We made these babies, and we're gonna love our babies because we're the parents. It doesn't matter what they look like. It don't matter if the babies come out really, really black, like really dark. It doesn't matter what color these babies come out looking like. We're going to love them because they're our babies. And yeah, that's pretty much, like, are you trying to scare David? She's like, no, I'm just letting him know. Like, if they come out looking different than how his babies usually come out looking, I just want him to know that. She's like, I think he knows that the babies are gonna come out different. I think he has an understanding about that, David. I don't think he's slow. You don't have to explain that to him. I think he knows. So she's like, well, the pregnancy right now, it's definitely going good. The pregnancy is going really smooth, but we still gotta check you every few hours because this is huge. You know, this is a really big pregnancy. Like, this is not a normal pregnancy. She's like, yeah, I know that. I get it. So I'm like, baby, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine, honey. Look, David, I also want to talk to you about something else. I'm like, okay. She's like, I was just wondering if we could get married again in your universe. We got married in my universe with my people, and attending the wedding and everything. I just don't think it's fair. So I was thinking maybe we can get married in your universe on your planet. You can invite some of your other wives and some of your famous friends that you know, and they can see it. I'm pretty sure they want to see a real alien pregnant girl. I mean, your wife, your pregnant wife. I'm like, okay. I mean, yeah, we can get married again. It's like, okay. Oh, I definitely am excited. I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, why? It's like, David, I never interacted with a lot of humans before, and you're not just like, you're not a regular human. Like, you're I never done something like this before. It's always been my kind. It's always been my species. It's always been the same race as me. Well, we got boys and girls where I live at, but you get what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, so I never had to really go outside, my kind, and fit in with a different universe. This is gonna be very different for me, and I'm scared. I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah. I'm like, don't worry, I'm gonna protect you. I promise. Okay? It's like, I know you are, David. So we did have sex again. We haven't seen each other in a long time, so we did have a lot of sex. Of course, we made up for not seeing each other for a little while. It's not that I didn't want to see her. It's just that I'm having sex with different species. Like I had sex with a real human. Well, she looks like she's a dinosaur, but she talks like a human and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, if you ever seen the series on Disney, it's called Dinosaurs. She looks like one of those dinosaurs. But yeah, it took me kind of a while to get her pregnant, but she is pregnant, and I will tell y'all about that story too. About you know, me going to go get her because it's about time to bring her to this universe. Even though the egg is not done, it's gonna take a while before the babies come, but it's time for me to get her. So I'm gonna take y'all to that through that process of me getting her and stuff like that. It's about time that I share with y'all the different species I've been, having sex with and also impregnating because I want to start different, species, different races, and not just the race that we are. When you're creating a universe, you can create it in your own way. My dad was God. He taught me that if I create a universe, I can create it in my own way, in my own image, the way I see fit. I don't have to follow the rules. I can change it up because I am a God. If people don't accept the changes that's gonna be happening, that's that's gonna be on y'all. But there's gonna be changes happening, and I want everybody to be a part of it. So the next episode, I will be talking about, the girl princess. That's her name. That's her real name, the dinosaur girl that I impregnated. So I mean, tell y'all the story of me going to go get her from her, actual universe where she's from. That's gonna be the next episode. So, but yeah. Anyway, so let's get back to this one. So I remember my fans, they were responding to the whole thing, and so this girl, she got on my website. She was like, "Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, that shit look real as shit. Like that shit look real. Like that girl look really real." So the other girl was like, "No, that's a real alien girl. That shit was real. That was not no paint. That was a real fucking alien girl." And David fucked that girl and got her pregnant. So they was like, what if the babies come out a different color? Like, so that means that it's gonna be real aliens walking among us. Oh, that shit's gonna be kind of cool. I mean, like, a part of me is kind of afraid for her because, she's not like one of us. So she's gonna have to really fit the hell in and bend though. So the other girl was like, but yeah, she kind of looked like a human girl though. She don't really look, I mean, she is an alien. Like you can tell she's an alien girl, but she still look like one of us. She's like, yeah, but she's not actually one of us. If that's her real fucking skin, if that is her skin color, if that is real, if that's really what the fuck she is, if she's really a green girl, she's gonna, like, it's gonna be hard not to fucking blend in because everybody's gonna be looking at that girl everywhere she go. It don't matter what building she walk into, where they go at, everybody's gonna be staring at that girl. She's like, no, they not. Because that fucking TV series think it's gonna be a bad thing. I think that some people are gonna be kind of scared, and then it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna accept it. So, to me, I think it's gonna be kind of cool to have an actual alien girl on this earth. I also think it's kind of amazing that David impregnated this girl. Now, I don't know. Like, none of us know how the baby's gonna turn out. How long do an alien stay pregnant? Like a girl alien. How long? So they like, I don't fucking know. Do I look like a fucking alien girl to you? Like, I don't know. Maybe they go through the same process as we do 9 months. Like, I don't know. She's like, yeah, but she said it took them years for her to get pregnant with David babies. So how long do you think she? Because this is not her species. David, it's a different thing. He's not a green alien. So if he impregnated her, wouldn't the pregnancy be a little longer? So she's like, I mean, I guess so. I don't fucking know. Do you think I fucking know if they, like, I don't know, like, do I look like a person to know this shit? Like, I don't know. Like, you ask me, like, I have the fucking answers. I don't fucking know if if her pregnancy is gonna be long. I don't know. Why don't you fucking ask the girl? I don't know. Like, am I her? I don't know. Why you ask me? So she was like, all right, well, I just thought you wanted. I mean, I just thought maybe you would have the answers. Like, why the fuck would I have the answers? I am not that girl. I don't live on her universe. I don't know how this shit goes. I don't fucking know. Why would you ask me like I actually had the fucking answers? Why would you ask me that is stupid as shit? Even for you. So she like, okay, whatever. You ain't gotta get all smart. She's like, I'm just saying, you asking dumbass questions. So she like, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, that is a good question. Um, how long are you gonna be pregnant? She's like, 9 months. I'm like, you're right. She's like, yeah, the same pregnancy as a regular girl. I was like, yeah, not too much. It's different with a pregnancy. Things kind of are the same. Like if we get pregnant on our universe, we just be pregnant for 9 months, same as a regular girl. I'm like, okay, it's like even though you're a different species, it would still be 9 months, same process. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, it's kind of funny to see them go through these topics and stuff and wondering how a pregnancy go for an alien girl. I think it's pretty fun. I think I'm gonna leave them. I think I'm gonna let them keep talking about it. It's kind of fun. I'm like, oh yeah, you like messing with them. It's like, yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Now my alien girlfriend, my alien wife, She-Hulk, she's actually 18 years old, so she's a teenager like me. She's really pretty, and she actually is very like she has a body on her. She's really toned up and everything. And I love her. And she's a very loyal girl. Like on the earth, they're very loyal to their partner, to whether they're married to, and whether they're in a relationship. They're very loyal. So after I had sex after we talked, we ate and made love and stuff. I did go see Zoe, and so I went to go see Zoe. She's like, David, where the hell have you been at? Goddamn, I've been waiting for you. I'm like, baby, I'm sorry. She's like, well, I'm glad you're here. You ain't got nowhere else you gotta go, do you? I'm like, no. She's like, I thought you said she was gonna talk to Nelly. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, he tried to fire me. I'm like, what do you mean he tried to fire you? She's like, he tried to fire me. He tried to tell me that that he didn't need me for the movie anymore. And I think that's bullshit. I'm like, he's not gonna fire you. She's like, I know because we signed the contract. And I mean, you really need to talk to Nelly. I don't know what his problem is. I mean, I know what his problem is. He liked me, but he's mad because I don't find him attractive and I'm not interested in him, so he's pissed off. But it's like, like he needs to realize not every girl is gonna find him attractive. You know, like sometimes shit like this happens. Not everybody's gonna be on your dick. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, well, I'm glad you're here now because I'm pregnant and I'm a few weeks pregnant. And I wanted to tell you, I didn't want to wait to tell you about the pregnancy. I'm like, oh, really? I'm happy about that. She's like, you are? Well, you know, you've been aiming for a baby. You've been so persistent on making a baby with me. I'm like, yeah, it's like, I'm excited to have your babies. I'm like, you are? It's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I gotta call my other nurses up. She's like, how many damn nurses that you got working for you? A whole damn staff. I'm like, I got my own hospital. She's like, wait, you bought in a hospital? I'm like, yeah, are you that surprised? She's like, no, because I know you do a lot of big things. Like, if you do something, you do it big. So I called my other nurses, up, not the ones that's with the real She-Hulk. Um, I called the ones with well, I just called my other nurses up, and anyway, they came and checked out Zoe, and they ran the DNA test, and yeah, the babies were mine. They were like, yeah, it's definitely a 100% match. I'm like, it is. It's like, yep, your sperm is not regular sperm, and we see your sperm in her uterus. It's definitely a 100% match. So, um, I remember, you know, they ended up leaving, and she was like, now that you know that you're the father, we gotta keep this from Nelly. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, he cannot find out that you knocked me out, David. He's already trying to fire me and stuff. And I mean, I don't know. He's talking about, um, he's about to tell everybody that we're dating. And we already went out on dates. So it's not like people haven't seen us out on dates and stuff. So I'm like, well, yeah, true. It's like, yeah. So it's like, people done seen us out on dates. So it's not like people haven't seen us out on dates and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is true. It's like, yeah, so I mean what I'm saying is like, why are you like, what are you tripping for? I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, so it's like, you know, you're gonna tell people that already know that we're clearly dating. First of all, I'm not his real mother in real life. I'm only playing his mother in a movie. So it's not like it's actual real life. So, like, we're playing characters, we're getting paid to play a character. I'm getting paid to play his mother. But I'm not actually his mom in real life. So it's like, what are you actually talking about? And I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. She's like, yeah, so it's like, for me, I'm not mad at him for trying to rat us out because I feel like, you know, when people are upset on their feelings, they get petty and do dumb shit like that. But, you know, once he realized that everybody already knew that we were dating, because they kind of talking about us in the blogs, um, it wasn't really anything else he could say. Like, everybody knows that I'm your girl. I mean, they just don't know I'm pregnant, but everybody know that we're, you know, we've been dating and going out and stuff and hanging out. So it's not like they don't know that, but it's, you know, we're playing characters in a movie. And when the movie does come out, I mean, yeah, they probably gonna be like, that's his real girlfriend in real life, you know, but so what? Who cares? Who gives a damn? I'm like, yeah, true. It's like, these are characters, it's not real life. I'm like, yeah, true. It's like, yeah. Anyway, so I was having sex with Zoe and beating it up from the back or whatever. And Zoe is like one of the sexiest girls I've ever dated besides Sabrina Carpenter. And I want to put protection on Sabrina Carpenter because I am really, really, really into Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's one of the amazing girls I ever met. And she's so beautiful and outspoken. And I love her spirit. I love that girl's spirit. You know, something about her spirit. She got this energy about her that I just love. You know. So anyway, so Zoe, after we had sex, Zoe was like, David, I was thinking after my divorce, me and you could get married. I'm like, when is your divorce final? She's like, it should be final within another month or so. Like, I think, yeah, like within another month, it should be final. I'm like, you sure? It's like, yeah, I'm quite sure. Yeah, it should be final. So I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, yeah. So I was thinking, like, maybe we should get married. But David, what do you think about it? Do you think I mean, is that a yes, or are you thinking the same thing? I mean, are you on the same page as I am? I'm like, yeah, I am. She's like, good. What the hell took you so damn long? What were you doing? What was your emergency? So I'm like, well, remember that alien girl I was telling you about? The She-Hulk girl. She was like, yeah, the one you was trying to get pregnant on her planet. Yeah, what about her? So I'm like, she came to her, she came here. She's like, that girl would not blend in here. I mean, if she's a real fucking alien, she's not gonna blend in here. I'm like, I don't think she's trying to, but she actually is pregnant. She's like, I thought it was impossible to get her pregnant. I thought y'all was trying for years. I'm like, yeah, we were, but I actually knocked her ass up. She was like, and she's here. I'm like, yeah, my nurses are like monitoring her pregnancy. She's like, yo, how many goddamn nurses do you got working for you? Like, goddamn, you got a lot of damn nurses. I'm like, yeah, because everybody need medical help. So she's like, yeah, this is true. Everybody do need medical help. That is true. So she was like, so you got her pregnant? I'm like, yeah, and I built a mansion especially for her, but I'm gonna be staying with her, obviously, and still be working and stuff like that. She like, David, how do you do it? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I have all these damn relationships and not get stressed out. How the fuck you do it? I'm like, nobody can do what I do. First of all, my life is not meant for everybody's life. Like, another male could never do what I do. They just couldn't do it. I'm telling you, I don't care how much they think they could. They cannot do it. And have girls be okay with it. See, the thing is that my girls know that I'm not a regular person. They know my mission. They know what I have to do. If I gotta start a generation of people, I have to impregnate girls. I can't impregnate the same girl. So I have to be in relationships with different girls. Because I am a real God, I'm a baby God. It says all of that in the New Bible, in the New Testament. So, every girl they come across, they know that I have to impregnate different girls. I cannot get the same girl pregnant. It would be literally impossible to start a generation with one girl. She's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, so I have to have multiple partners. She's like, yeah, you're right. I understand what you're saying. So she's like, so the girl is really pregnant. I'm like, yeah. It's like, are you afraid to see how the baby's gonna turn out? I'm like, I'm a little scared to see how it's gonna look when the babies arrive. Yeah. She's like, wow, this is gonna be kind of cool. Cause are you gonna bring them here? I'm like, not when they born. They're gonna be newborns. And I don't think that She-Hulk. She's like, that's her name. I'm like, she's like, but you told me another name. I'm like, yeah, I told you her real name, but I call her the real She-Hulk, like as a nickname. She's like, oh, you don't call her by her real name. I'm like, well, sometimes I call her a real name, and sometimes I don't. Most of the time I call her She-Hulk. She's like, oh, because she's green and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's like, yeah, that's gonna be kind of cool to see how those babies turn out. What if they don't come out green? What if they come out like a different color? I'm like, they probably are gonna come out a different color because, it's two different species having sex. She's like, oh, that's gonna be kind of amazing. It's gonna be cool. So that means that you and her just made history. I'm like, you can basically say, yeah, we made history. She's like, y'all just created a different species. I'm like, yeah, we actually did. So, after I was done with Zoe, I did take Zoe out on a date, and we had so much fun and stuff hanging out. And I went back to Sabrina Carpenter, and I was kissing all over her, and then I had sex with her. And I had to tell her what happened. She was like, "Wait, you're fucking an alien girl." I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, what if your dick be all slimy inside of her?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're thinking about, but you need to stop looking at those movies. That's not how real aliens are." She's like, "They're not." I'm like, "They don't look scary looking. You need to stop looking at all that stuff. They put all that stuff out there for you to be scared." She's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah, aliens are really nice. They are really sweet and stuff. They're not what you think they are. That is the narrative that people wants to feed you. That they're mean looking and they're slimy and all this stuff and they look gross. That's not how real aliens look." I don't even look at those movies like that where they try to portray the aliens are a certain way. She's like, "Wow, so she's pregnant." I'm like, "Yeah." So like, so that means that y'all created a different species, and it's gonna be on this Earth. I'm like, "Yeah." It's like that's fucking history. What the hell? Are you a little bit scared to see how the babies turn out? I'm like, "What do you mean? Like what they gonna look like?" It's like, "Yeah, like how they gonna look when they come out of her uterus." She does have a uterus, right? I'm like, "Yeah, she does." She's like, "I want to see those fucking babies. I mean, we're getting married, David. I'm gonna be like they stepmom. I want to see them." I mean, I know they're not here yet. I'm like, "Well, Sabrina, she's in her early pregnancy, so it's gonna be a little while before they actually come here. She's very early pregnant." She's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "When the babies get here, I don't think she's gonna want a lot of people seeing them. They're gonna be newborns, and you know how mothers are about their newborns. Like, yeah, but you're the daddy." I'm like, "Yeah, that is true. I'm gonna be the father, but you know, they're newborns. You can't really take newborns out like that." She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you're right." I'm like, "And you're pregnant. Are you gonna want to take our babies out right away?" She's like, "You know what? You got a point. You actually have a point. I'm not gonna want to take our babies out right away. Like, you're right." So, I did spend a lot of time with Sabrina Carpenter. As you know, my album, Sabrina Carpenter, is coming. Anyway, another new single is coming with Usher. I told you I did a lot of songs with Usher. It's called Lurkin, featuring Usher. And this song is about Ice Spice, obviously. But anyway, I'll let y'all later. And I hope that everybody enjoyed this ASMR episode. Um, my fans are gonna post this on YouTube and everything and see how everybody thug with it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that y'all, enjoyed this episode of me talking to y'all and stuff. And I actually had a good time pretty much telling y'all this shit.